Good evening, I'm Adrienne Arsenault. Tonight, mourning a man whose death motivated millions.
We have got to make a change.
As thousands pay tribute to George Floyd. We speak with a man who knew him well, his roommate.
I was in denial. I didn't want to believe that was him.
And Minneapolis moves to dismantle its police department. But what does defunding really look like?
You don't need somebody showing up with a badge and a gun. You need somebody who you can talk to.
The push for police reforms here in Canada.
I'm Andrew Chang. Also tonight, a surprise announcement. Toronto's police chief resigns. Police actions are under scrutiny like never before. So why is Mark Saunders leaving?
I think Chief finds himself in a tough spot.
Patios, hairdressers, shopping malls, more businesses allowed to reopen in Ontario, but not everywhere.
It's just a slap in the face.
This is The National.
From spontaneous unrest to organized outrage to moves now towards transformation.
2 weeks after the death of George Floyd, the ground in the U.S. has shifted dramatically. Tonight, we take you to Washington, where lawmakers pushed a sweeping package of police reforms after Minneapolis moved towards what's known as defunding the police. We'll explore what that actually means and the growing calls here in Canada. But first, to Houston, where George Floyd spent most of his life and where Steven D'Souza found sadness for his death and hope for the legacy he leaves behind.
The doves are the babies.
In Houston's 3rd Ward, each name tells a story of pain and loss. Hearts represent those killed by guns. Around the corner, a mural of George Floyd, another of their own taken.
Everything I know about Floyd was progressive, was unity, advocating against gun violence, love.
Floyd grew up here surrounded by poverty and violence. A two-sport athlete in high school, part of a local hip-hop group, and later in life, a father figure.
People here don't want George Floyd to be just another name on the wall. They see this as a real opportunity for change because they know the world is watching.
When God takes one of his powerful angels, it will move the world. Because guess what? He's been taking all these angels and he ain't got y'all attention yet. So now he got the world attention.
Thousands today lined up for hours to pay their final respects. Inside, they got to spend just a few minutes with the casket.
It could have been any one of us along with our own. This is an ordinary guy that was minding his own business, yet he's making such a major difference in the world.
The family hopes to take that momentum to push change. Today, they met with Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden. Floyd's uncle doesn't want his nephew's death to be in vain.
And we have got to make a change. My crowd, we have to make a change, period. Because if not, we're going to have the same story next week, next month, next year.
Houston's police chief vowed to do the right thing.
What we're seeing here is real, it's real pain, and I think we're going to see some real change. I know.
Back in the 3rd Ward, they vow to hold officials to that promise.
Let's not push this under the rug again, because that's why our problems keep resurfacing. We keep pushing it under the rug.
A chance they hope for lasting change that honors the people on this wall. Steven D'Souza, CBC News, Houston.
The now former Minneapolis police officer who kneeled on George Floyd's neck appeared in court for a bail hearing today. Derek Chauvin, charged with second-degree murder, had his bail set at $1.25 million. Bail had been set at $1 million for the 3 other officers also charged in Floyd's death.
Katie Simpson is in Washington, where streets near the White House have become the daily rallying point for those protesting against anti-black racism. Katie?
Adrienne, I want to show you something, but it might be hard to see, so just bear with me. Demonstrators added to the mural here in front of the White House, right beside the words Black Lives Matter. They added in big yellow lettering, "Defund the police." It's a slogan that's starting to define the debate here in Washington.
George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery.
The names from lawmakers just kept coming. Black Americans whose lives have been cut short. Before introducing their new police reform legislation, Democrats took a knee for exactly 8 minutes and 46 seconds to honor George Floyd.
We're here because Black Americans want to stop being killed.
We cannot settle for anything less than transformative structural change.
The proposal would create a national database to track officer misconduct. Police would be banned from using chokeholds. More racial bias training would be encouraged, and federal officers would be required to wear body cameras. Reforms long seen as overdue.
We have 400 years of policing in this country that had negative relationships between the police and communities of color. We want the officers to empathize with the communities that they're serving, not the communities that they're policing, the communities that they're serving.
The proposal falls short of what some demonstrators want, a defunding of police, with some money for law enforcement redirected toward preventative community safety measures instead, which is what the city council in Minneapolis voted to do yesterday in an attempt at completely reforming its police.
I stand by that bold statement, but the work ahead of us will be long. It will include every member of our community. It has to.
They want to end the police department, quote, end the police department in Minneapolis. End it. What does that mean, end it?
The president met with law enforcement officials today to discuss reform, suggesting Americans won't be safe if demonstrators get their way.
We won't be ending our police force in a city. I guess you might have some cities that want to try, but it's going to be very sad situation if they did, because people aren't going to be protected.
Fear of crime has been a motivating factor for voters in the past, and we're already starting to see Donald Trump, even though Election Day is months away, trying to paint his Democratic opponent as someone who will not keep Americans safe. Joe Biden says he does not support defunding the police. Adrian.
All right, Katie Simpson in Washington tonight. Thanks, Katie. That conversation about defunding police is happening here in Canada, too.
So what we're seeing is, I think, a global questioning of the role of police in our societies. And that's something that, to me, is incredibly powerful.
The push to slash Toronto's police budget and a trip to a community that's been trying a different way to keep the people safe for decades. That's coming up on The National.
Now, reallocating funding isn't the only policing change on the table. As David Cochran shows us today, the Prime Minister spoke out in favor of officers wearing body cameras.
Many people in this country simply do not feel protected by the police. In fact, they're afraid of them.
Strong words backed up by troubling images. Cell phone video showing an RCMP officer ramming an Inuk man with his truck before more officers pile on to make an arrest. Proof, the Prime Minister says, the RCMP needs body cameras.
It is something that is, in my opinion, what we need to move forward with.
Every day, cell phones and TV cameras provide new support for that argument. But while this was caught on camera, blind spots remain. Like in New Brunswick, where a police officer shot and killed Chantel Moore, a 26-year-old Indigenous woman. There's no known video of that shooting.
When we talk about police accountability, we're talking about people being able to see with their own two eyes what a police officer has done.
This police officer turned professor says body cameras should be standard equipment. But while they may improve accountability, they are expensive, and there's no consensus they reduce violence.
The response from the Prime Minister is more reactive than is actually based on hard facts.
As proof, Samuels Wortley points to the U.S., where body cameras are used widely, including in Minnesota.
But clearly that hasn't changed anything. As it was noted during George Floyd's unfortunate incident, the police officer did have a body camera, and it actually was a civilian that captured the killing of George Floyd.
Still, it appears the RCMP has gotten the Prime Minister's message. In a statement, the force says it will take steps to implement body cameras across the RCMP. David Cochran, CBC News, Ottawa.
Toronto hopes to institute body police cams later this year, but that will be under new leadership after Chief Mark Saunders announced his resignation today. As Toronto's first Black police chief, Saunders' efforts to improve public trust were met with mixed results. David Common looks at what his surprise exit could mean.
The timing of Mark Saunders' departure is the real stunner here, just days after taking a knee with protesters, with his profession facing perhaps its greatest ever scrutiny. The chief didn't offer a reason why he's leaving 8 months before his contract ends.
It's a whole bunch of things, but it's going to be good to be dad.
37 years in policing coming to an abrupt end, following criticism over a delayed investigation into a serial killer preying on the gay community, Saunders' controversial support for carding, a burgeoning police budget, and now facing a massive movement to cut budgets, even defund the police, divert the money to services instead.
When we talk about taking funds away from the law enforcement, if we get it right, then there needs to be other agencies that satisfy the needs of the community. In the absence of that, things will not work.
It will be very hard for him to accept a 10% cut in his budget, which is being proposed in the city.
Alok Mukherjee once ran the Police Services Board and has been critical of Saunders' tenure.
I think Chief finds himself in a tough spot.
And many activists and advocates are happy to see him go, especially now.
I think it's really kind of convenient to be making this resignation during this time in where policing is being questioned.
His decision to step down comes at an important time for the city.
Community advocate Paul Bailey says the search for a new chief offers opportunity at a critical juncture.
Prioritize the needs of community-led solutions so that we're all safe and well.
Saunders says his work is not done, that he still wants to work in and with the black community. The search for his replacement, already begun, now moves into high gear, and the moment couldn't be more critical. David Common, CBC News, Toronto.
Well, some welcome news today for families separated by the Canada-U.S. border closure due to COVID-19.
This is an incredibly difficult time to be apart from a spouse, a child, or mom and dad. We hear that. That's why we're bringing in a limited exemption to allow immediate family members of citizens or permanent residents to come to Canada.
So the exemption applies to spouses, common law partners, children and their kids, parents, and legal guardians. They must plan to stay in Canada for at least 15 days and self-quarantine as soon as they get here. There are now more than 96,000 cases of COVID-19 in Canada. New Brunswick reporting a spike in new infections in the Campbellton region today, while Quebec saw fewer than 200 and Ontario just under 250. Now, even though that daily case count in Ontario is still in the hundreds, the province plans to ease more COVID-related restrictions this Friday. But as Ellen Morrow tells us, for now, that next phase of reopening leaves out millions of people.
We're going to have a gap here.
In Ottawa, patio season finally is just days away.
It's opening these doors and having a bit of a social distancing party.
Priority number one, spacing out the tables.
We need to make sure we've got all our parameters in place to ensure that the safety is the main thing.
Most of the province where the pandemic has waned will move into phase 2 on Friday. That means restaurants with outdoor seating, hair salons, shopping malls, and others will be allowed to open. But in the Greater Toronto Area, a COVID hotspot, and border regions, the wait continues.
They get their mask here.
That's a disappointment for this Toronto stylist. He's done all he can to prepare, but his doors stay closed.
It's gotten to the point now where we are all very worried about where the next paycheck's coming from.
It's all part of the province's newly embraced regional reopening plan.
We realize that this isn't fair to punish people in rural areas because of big urban centers.
But there's nothing stopping people in those centers from traveling to smaller communities.
Unfortunately, this all falls upon the individual citizen to make good decisions. That's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a bad thing because with several million people, a handful may not do the responsible thing.
One exception, places of worship can reopen province-wide at 30% capacity. Imam Ibrahim Hindi has been stocking up on supplies.
We're just trying to think about every possible step that we have to take, but I think seeing people again is going to bring us a lot of joy.
The earliest the rest of the province might reopen is June 19th, but with Ontario still reporting hundreds of new cases every day and ongoing concerns over testing and contact tracing, further progress could be delayed. Ellen Morrow, CBC News, Toronto.
More COVID restrictions were lifted in other provinces today. In Quebec, outdoor sports teams can start practicing, and restaurants outside of Montreal will be allowed to reopen in a week. In Newfoundland, barbershops welcomed customers back. The province now allowing gatherings of up to 20 people, and many businesses can reopen with new safety measures.
We make sure we keep the distance 2 meters apart from each other. We make sure we sanitize every station per car.
And Saskatchewan moved into its phase 3 today. That means places like tattoo parlors and nail salons can reopen. Restaurants can also operate once again at 50% capacity with 2 meters between tables.
And while many return to something like normal, there is suffering among temporary foreign workers maintaining Canada's food supply. Hundreds have become sick and at least 2 have died. And as Evan Dyer reports, others say so many face grim working conditions.
As we walk into here, our first station is going to be registration.
In Windsor, Essex County, Ontario, COVID-19 is wreaking havoc for farmers and migrant workers alike.
So once we enter the swabbing stations, there will be 2 nurses at each swabbing station, and they will process the agri-farm worker.
To try to stop the outbreak, staff at this new screening center hope to test 9,000 migrant workers. They didn't bring COVID with them, but were infected in Canada, and some say that was avoidable.
Que el patrón no le interesa nuestra bienestar.
This man says his employer doesn't encourage workers to report when they're sick and doesn't seek help for those who are. Complaints like his are detailed in a report by the Migrant Workers Alliance for Change, which links the outbreaks to cramped bunkhouse living conditions and to workers' fears of speaking out.
Without the ability to be able to defend against dismissal and deportation, they are simply unable to assert the few rights that they do have.
The Canadian Federation of Agriculture denies there's a pattern of exploitation.
I just can't imagine anyone I know treating anyone the way that it's been framed in that report. It doesn't add up for me for anything I've ever seen in agriculture. It just does not add up.
The immigration minister says government inspectors haven't seen it either.
We've already carried out hundreds of inspections, and my understanding is that each and every one of those inspections has led to a compliant result.
Today, though, the PM suggested changes are coming.
We need to do a better job of protecting temporary agricultural workers in this country, temporary foreign workers in this country. We have taken a number of steps, but there's more to do, and we will do it.
In the meantime, Windsor, Essex County is hoping that testing will put a lid on this outbreak before more workers get sick and more farms are forced to stop operations. Evan Dyer, CBC News, Chelsea, Quebec.
New York City, the epicenter of the U.S. pandemic, took its first step towards reopening today.
New York is back. Let's get to work.
The governor marked the occasion by riding the now fully reopened subway more than 3 months after the city reported its first COVID case. Workers also returned to retail stores, factories, and construction sites today.
We are confident we have eliminated transmission of the virus in New Zealand for now.
And New Zealand is lifting almost all of its coronavirus restrictions, saying there are no active cases of COVID-19 in the entire country. Under new rules, social distancing is not required and there are no limits on public gatherings, but borders remain closed to foreigners.
Well, the pandemic is forcing a timeout for a number of university sports across Canada.
It's something that's always part of your life and something you really almost attach your identity to, and that's gone.
Ahead on The National, what it means for athletes now stuck on the sidelines.
But first, you'll hear from a man who knew George Floyd like few others.
I was in denial. I didn't want to believe it was him.
A Canadian exclusive with Floyd's roommate.
And right after the break, a terrifying night in eastern Ontario. A village church in flames, a man wielding a gun, firing at random.
I was kind of scared because I'm like, geez, for 1 second, you might not see your mom or dad again.
We're back in 2. Welcome back. Police have one man under arrest after a dramatic manhunt in an eastern Ontario village last night. Amanda Pfeffer takes us to Parham, north of Kingston, where people are still coming to terms with the fire and bullets that ripped through.
I was kind of scared because I'm like, geez, for 1 second, you might not see your mom or dad again.
23-year-old Jordan Lowry is still reeling from what happened last night in this eastern Ontario community.
I got hit in my rib.
Got hit by a bullet?
Yeah, it was from a shotgun. The fact that he pointed it right at me and the eye contact was made, it's just a scary thought.
At about 8 o'clock on Sunday night, a fire broke out in this building, sending some community members out into the street. But when the volunteer fire crew arrived, a man wielding a gun came out yelling, "Parham will burn, get out of Parham." Some community members faced the gunman head on.
It was awfully terrifying. And
Deborah Keller says she and her husband came out of their nearby home to see the church burning and the man pointing a gun at her husband.
And he pulled the gun up like this and pointed it at his back. And I just envisioned him getting shot in the back.
The shooter disappeared into the night, launching a police manhunt. Ontario Provincial Police cordoned off roadways, residents locked down in their homes.
They went door to door knocking on houses and, telling people what was going on and to shelter in place.
This morning, police arrested 42-year-old Brian Mosher. He now faces 11 charges, including 2 counts of attempted murder and 2 counts of arson. Mosher had been living in the home for a couple of years, and OPP confirmed they have had dealings with him in the past. After a night of chaos, there were no serious injuries, but a big loss. As police searched for the gunman and the house fire burned out of control, the flames jumped next door to this church, the center of this community for more than 100 years. Lowry was christened here.
To see it burn down is truly a shame.
Amanda Pfeffer, CBC News, Parham, Ontario.
Some other stories we're following tonight on The National. Investigators say the Canadian military helicopter that crashed in April did not respond as the crew on board expected. A new report says the cyclone ended up in a, quote, high-energy descent before hitting the water off the Greek coast. All 6 service members on board were killed. Investigators will now look at whether aircraft systems or human error played a role. And Prince Andrew has become embroiled in a war of words with U.S. prosecutors as lawyers for the Duke of York insist he has offered to help with the inquiry into sex offender Jeffrey Epstein at least 3 times. The statement comes as U.S. authorities reportedly requested another formal meeting on the matter. Tonight, U.S. Attorney General William Barr said there are no plans to extradite the prince.
The whole carport's gone, my back porch is gone, there's a roof in my backyard, which they're telling me is my roof.
And large swaths of the U.S. Gulf Coast is cleaning up today after being battered with strong winds, heavy rains, even tornadoes from tropical storm Cristobal. Now, weakened to a tropical depression, Cristobal is expected to continue tracking north with remnants of the storm hitting central Canada by midweek.
Well, next, acclaimed American writer Roxane Gay on why she wants police and politicians to stop kneeling with protesters.
Plus, a Canadian exclusive with George Floyd's roommate.
Every day, I see his face and a name on the mailbox. I go in his room, just look at his room and look at his shoes, and I'm gonna miss him,
A conversation with the man who knew him like few others after the break.
Welcome back. The killing of George Floyd sparked protests around the globe. It's also led to a chorus of calls for meaningful change. Roxane Gay is one of those voices. She is an acclaimed American writer and commentator. Her novels and essays often strike at themes of identity, privilege, and race. And of course, she has spoken extensively about this racial turmoil in the United States and beyond. So let's get started. Roxane, very nice to have you here. In Houston today, where George Floyd grew up, there was a public viewing, a memorial. What are your reflections there? I mean, what stood out to you?
What stood out to me is just how much people are grieving the loss of this man all over the country and honestly all over the world. It is a real loss, and there is a profound amount of grief, not only for George, but for all of the Black people who have been murdered by police officers. And especially in the past decade, it's gotten that much worse. And it is painful to see the mourning. It's painful to know that it's senseless and avoidable. And I can only hope that we're going to see real change this time, but we hope that every single time this happens.
Well, and just on that note of real change, I mean, it's sad to think that grief is often just a starting point for a much longer journey. And you tweeted something that I want to ask you about. So here it is. I need cops and politicians and white people more broadly to stop kneeling. We don't need you to kneel. We need you to stand up for real, radical, sustained change. You know, here in Canada, the Prime Minister and Toronto's police chief as well, who is Black, recently took a knee with protesters. But this real, radical, sustained change that you're looking for, what does that look like?
Right now, I think it looks like having a serious conversation about defunding police departments and finding a new way of policing. A lot of times when people hear defund the police and abolish the police, they think that means that we get rid of law enforcement. But no, it means that we radically overhaul law enforcement and we look to community resources to do some of that overhauling. You can't expect a corrupt system to reform itself. And Cornel West said that recently, and he's absolutely right. And so now is the time to have that conversation, but we also need to do more than have the conversation. We have to start making measurable changes and taking some of the money that goes to police departments. Here in Los Angeles, 54% of the city's budget that pays for the police department. I think it's $6 billion. Some of that money should be going to community resources. We have a significant unhomed population in Los Angeles, and that money could actually address the problem and therefore reduce crime. And so it's time to stop kneeling. These symbolic gestures, I just no longer find them moving. But I can't.
Right. Well, fair enough. But let me ask you. I mean, so Toronto's police chief announced his resignation today, and you know his reasons not entirely clear. And I appreciate that you may not be sort of intimately familiar with the inner workings of the Toronto Police Service, but the timing is remarkable, right? And so, what would you have Canadians keep in mind on that note?
I would have them keep in mind that now is the time to install a police chief who is going to be interested in reform, who is going to consider radical ideas. We don't know why this police chief is resigning, but it is an interesting time. And I do think it makes quite a statement to resign at the very moment that police are being called into question for their behaviors. And so I think we should make the most of this opportunity, not only in Toronto, but everywhere.
Another point that I know you've made extensively is about how exhausted you are, continually having to address Black lives lost. But let me ask you, does this time feel any different to you?
You know, it does. And I've thought that before, so I'm hesitant to even say it, but it does feel different because people are not stopping the protests. And here in Los Angeles, we're having multiple protests every day, and that's deeply encouraging. And I'm seeing people protest who have never, ever protested. We're seeing all kinds of communities standing up for Black lives. So I do think that finally people have had enough. And fortunately, it's an election year here in the United States. And so we do have the opportunity not only to protest, but to elect officials who will enact the kinds of changes that we need to see.
Right. So I'm detecting a note of hope in your voice, but what do you need to see sort of in the immediate future for that feeling to stick around?
You know, in the immediate future, I think we need to stop seeing police departments violently engaging with protesters and worrying more about protecting property than protecting people. I think we need to do away with tear gas. We need to do away with chokeholds. We need to do away with rubber bullets. We have the right to protest, and I think we should be left alone to do so.
Roxane Gay, thank you for taking the time to talk with us. I really appreciate that.
Thank you for having me.
8.5 minutes captured on video. Harrowing to watch, impossible to ignore. By now, many know how George Floyd died. Less known is how he lived. Susan Ormiston spoke to one of the people in Minneapolis who knew him best, his roommate and friend.
Lovely home.
Thank you. This is where Floyd always sit and get him something to eat and just watch sports for hours and just relax. And he was real comfortable right here.
Loved sports, did he?
Yeah, he loved sports.
Yeah.
He would just sit here and relax.
Alvin Monago and his girlfriend shared this home with George Floyd, who moved from Houston about 5 years ago.
We run out of vases to put flowers in, so we just kind of figure out a way. He helped me get this place, so like I say, as well as a job. And so to see that he's not here to share it with me like before is really heartbreaking. Every day I see his face and a name on the mailbox. I go in his room, just look at his room and look at his shoes, and they're like, wow, Floyd's not coming home. And I'm gonna miss him,
Did he talk to you about why he moved from Texas to Minneapolis?
Yeah, he said he wanted a better life so he could support his kids, and he missed it a lot.
Because he had some trouble in Houston.
Yeah, that's what I had heard. He never would talk to me about it too much. He just told me that he had briefly been incarcerated before, and he said, that's behind me. I'm here to do better.
Floyd grew up in a tough Houston neighborhood, raised by a single mother. He was a football champion in high school, played college basketball in Florida, but by the early 2000s, he was in trouble for theft and drugs, then some prison time for an armed robbery. Friends say Minneapolis was his way out and up.
I think he was happy, and it was different. It was a chance to get ahead and do better in his life. And he actually was doing it,
Floyd worked security at the Conga Latin Bistro, but like everyone else, he was out of work with the coronavirus. 2 weeks ago, he stopped for cigarettes at Cup Foods, allegedly paying with a forged $20 bill. In the next horrifying moments, Floyd was seized by police, then pinned to the pavement. I
knew it was him. It was his voice, and I knew that was him, but I was in denial. I didn't want to believe it was him. I didn't want to believe that was him. So it was real devastating to me. The more I saw it, as they say, the boy broke my heart. I just couldn't believe that a human could do that to another and enjoy it. It looked like he was enjoying it. It was real brutal. I was like, why would you do that to another human being? We already fighting, the coronavirus, and everybody's struggling to live, to have a good life. That individual out here still to do an act of cruelty to another human being like that during the time when we all should come together, it was devastating.
In his last moments, begging for breath, Floyd called out for his mother. She died 2 years ago. Alvin says George was very close to her.
The only other time I saw him not in a good mood was when he lost his mom. And he came back and he stayed in his room. I hear him in there probably reading the Bible, because he would read it out loud to himself.
Amazing grace. Last Thursday, Alvin was there at Floyd's memorial in Minneapolis, a moving, stirring service. In his eulogy, Reverend Al Sharpton picked up on that moment when George called out to his mother.
And maybe he was calling his mother, because at the point that he was dying, his mother was stretching her hands out, saying, come on, George. There's a place where police don't put knees on you, George.
'Twas grace that taught He is memorialized everywhere now, carved into our conscience. For his friend Alvin, he was always a giant.
He was a good guy. He's the biggest guy I've ever been around on a regular basis. So, you know, he's going to be more of a giant in my life too, because that's what I'm always going to remember. Man, big guy, you did it. You know, Floyd, you did it. 'Cause we always call him Floyd. Like, you did it, man. You're bigger than life, and you showed the world.
Susan Ormiston, CBC News, Minneapolis.
Next, amidst calls to defund police budgets, we look at what reform could look like in Canada.
What draws me to this work is that it is an alternative to police response.
We look at an option already being considered by some Canadian cities. We'll be right back.
I think it's a great opportunity to have bigger conversations.
There's lots of room for conversation here.
That conversation starter, the calls to defund the police. It's gaining momentum as protesters demand change in the wake of George Floyd's death. Some money from police budgets would instead help fund other community services. But Winnipeg's police chief today cautioned against acting too quickly.
If you were to just rip a large segment of the budget all at once, then I think, yeah, you would be putting our environment into a more volatile place than it is now.
So this is not a new idea, but it really is getting new momentum out of that tragedy in Minneapolis. It's about rethinking how to deliver public safety, and it's not just a philosophical debate. This conversation is happening at the ground level and in Canadian communities. COVID may have paused glad handing, but politicians still walk their wards and test their plans.
Excuse me, can I ask you a question?
Toronto City Councillor Josh Matlow proposing to take 10%, some $100 million off the police budget and move it.
Defunding? Yeah, I'm putting it towards the community. Thank you.
Black Lives Matter.
Yep. And then put money towards youth spaces, helping de-escalate issues, youth workers, social support.
I do agree with that. The funding in order to redivert the money. That's what it's about.
This is Matlow's version of defunding the police, not dissolving the force, reallocating funds. In Toronto, nearly a quarter of all property taxes in the city go to the police budget, and the City Council has no oversight on how it's spent from there. Matlow wants that changed too.
I'm hearing councillors in Ottawa and across the country starting to speak up. Vancouver just spoke up, and they were actually rejected by their police services board. But I'm seeing a movement happen now that we're either going to listen and act or lose this opportunity to affect real change.
It's wrenching to see so many millions on the street rage about anti-black racism ignited by yet another act of brutality and call this an opportunity. But this feels like a unique moment.
What we're seeing is, I think, a global questioning of the role of police in our societies, and that's something that to me is incredibly powerful.
Robin Maynard authored Policing Black Lives, and when she looks at the budget in Toronto, she's bothered not just by what goes to police, but by how little goes to housing, employment, or children's programs.
You can really see the priorities of a society and of a city in terms of what and who they think is important. Public money is going towards an institution that has been documented to harm people, and drastically underfunding anything that would actually support people's quality of life. 70% of police killings over the last 20 years are people who are in mental health crisis. That in Toronto, over a third of those people are black. We need to understand that the adequate response to these crises is not police.
So what could alternatives look like?
You don't need somebody showing up with a badge and a gun. You need somebody who you can talk to.
A different path might look like the 30-year-old program in Eugene, Oregon called Cahoots. Teams of unarmed medics and crisis workers who now handle 17% of all calls to police.
And so last year, Cahoots responded to almost 24,000 calls in our community. There were less than 150 situations where things escalated to the point that we had to call for police backup.
To be on call, to always de-escalate, to get people the medical or housing or psychological help they need is hard work. But crisis workers like Ebony Morgan are clear-eyed about why this matters.
When I was 5 and my father was 25, he was murdered by the police. What draws me to this work is that it is an alternative to police response in a world that so desperately needs that.
Officials from Victoria and Toronto have been in touch with Cahoots, and other U.S. cities are experimenting with it.
People know that we are not a threat. We are only there to help.
Where once this program might have seemed like an outlier, it's getting a second look, as are all calls to re-examine the role of police. This is perhaps the intersection of a global call for action in the middle of a pandemic. All budgets in this era will have to be revisited, programs reimagined, and a core question asked: why try to go back to normal when normal wasn't working? So the mental health reforms are among the most talked about, but they're certainly not the only ones. This conversation has momentum. You'll likely hear more about it countrywide soon. And in Toronto, City Council will deal with its motion at the end of June.
Well, up next, we know a lot of university classrooms would be empty this fall. Now it looks like their stadiums will be too.
It's something that's always part of your life and something you really almost attach your identity to, and that's gone.
We'll be right back with the athletes now sidelined by the pandemic.
And later, the new dining room guests as restaurants reopen in Newfoundland.
I'm hitting the road to look at the issues we don't always see and find the people doing things better.
Something made me find myself again.
Good People with Mark Sakamoto. Start streaming on CBC Gem.
I'm Josh Block. Tomorrow on CBC's daily news podcast, Front Burner, Minneapolis City Council just pledged to disband its police force. We take a look at what defunding the police could look like there and right here in Canada. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Well, Canadians have seen an avalanche of cancellations due to the pandemic. And today, the COVID-19 hammer came down again. U Sports, the national governing body of Canadian university sport, is canceling fall championships. Jamie Strachan has the reaction.
For the first time in more than 50 years, the storied Vanier Cup will not be awarded. Today, officials announced all fall sports, including football, field hockey, rugby,
the University of Ottawa,
and soccer are cancelled, meaning university stadiums across the country will remain empty. For many student athletes, including Carter Malik, who has worn number 50 the last 3 years for the St. FX Axemen, it's an abrupt end.
It's something that's always part of your life and something you really almost attach your identity to, and that's gone.
It's hard knowing he will never walk on the field with his teammates again.
It was never really about the game. It was about who was beside you, right? And that's what made it. That's what made the experience, and that's what I'm going to miss the most.
U Sports officials have been wrestling with this decision for months.
So if you're only online and there is no on campus and you don't have teams and then you don't have a league and then you don't have a playoff, how is it that you have a national championship?
University of Toronto field hockey player Rachel Spouge says today's decision means more than cancelled games. It's a lost opportunity to showcase hours of hard work to fellow students, friends, and family.
I agree that if the university's closed and we're not going to school, it's part of the school of sports, so it wouldn't make sense. It's for our safety, and I agree with that call.
There is still hope for some student athletes that they may get to play this year. Some winter sports like hockey, volleyball, and basketball remain on the COVID clock. Officials say final decisions about the fate of those sports will come sometime in the fall. Jamie Strachan, CBC News, Toronto.
Next on The National, a new dining companion. As Newfoundland restaurants begin to open back up, one restaurant is supplying the dinner dates. Our moment is next.
Prosecutors in Germany have now charged a 93-year-old man who was the accountant at Auschwitz.
This is a defining moment in the history of the Holocaust.
The accountant of Auschwitz on Hot Docs at Home, Thursday at 8.
Newfoundland restaurants opened back up today, and one restaurant got a little creative, adding mannequins to help fill the space. So this new dining experience, well, that has to be our moment.
We have some mannequins here that fill the restaurant with some bodies in like a fun way to make it look alive and bring through the vibe and the feel of the restaurant.
Because we wanted to social distancing in our place, but we saw the idea on the internet of restaurants and bars using mannequins down south. I'm really looking forward to seeing people moving around and getting back to some sense of normalcy again. And it's hopeful because life goes on and we all adjust and we adapt to whatever the situation is.
I think it's going to bring like a lot of fun. People are getting a kick out of it, I think. And yeah, it's just like a liveliness to the place. They don't say a whole lot. It's nice and peaceful and quiet.
I think it's just another avenue for conversation to go down.
So no, they don't say a whole lot. They are terrible tippers, by the way. And if you wondered why they're all dressed like rock stars, apparently it's a music-themed boutique hotel, so why not?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I'll just say what everyone's thinking. My first reaction was that this is super kooky and weird. But maybe being in an empty restaurant is even weirder than that. So the open-minded side of me says, you know what? Probably after the first 10 minutes, you wouldn't even notice they're there. That's The National for this June 8th. Have a good night.